So the way that Iris Connect works is it's video based, which means that we can capture video of teaching and learning wherever it's happening, whether that be online through our screen capture tool and our integrated video conferencing tool, or in person via our Discovery Kit Record app, which allows you to record classroom practice with multiple sources of audio from multiple points of view. Those videos are automatically and securely transferred back into the teacher or trainee's own personal library on the secure Iris Connect platform. Once here, they are in charge of how it is shared within a scope that is defined by the institution they're working for. So what does that mean? It means that when I go to share a video on Iris Connect, because this video is one that I've recorded, then I have the choice about where it's shared. But who appears on this list is defined by the DPO or the school administrator. What that means is that schools are overall in charge of their data, as they know why it's being recorded, where it's being stored, and who it's being shared with and for how long. But the day-to-day management of that video and those resources comes down to the individual teacher. So both of those decisions, we believe, accelerates progress and allows easy and rapid adoption of video technology across a distributed collection of organizations. We can also share with groups on the platform. So these are predefined groups of teachers that allow us to take some practice and share it out to a large number of trainees all at the same time. So within this, you might have your various cohorts. So what's it like to review a video on Iris Connect? If I click on review, you'll see that the video will play back on the left-hand side of the screen, just like you'd expect. But what is different is on the right-hand side of the screen, you've got an area that allows us to engage in conversation. It allows us to engage in a rich dialogue relating to the practice that we're seeing. So in order to participate in this dialogue, we can make a note, and that note is added at the time within the video that it relates to. That means that as the video plays, those notes will glow blue and move up to the top of the screen as they become relevant. And in addition, it also allows us to pick a particular moment within the video, click on it, and the note will link us back to the section of the video it relates to. So there's multiple uses for this. First and foremost, of course, this is a wonderful feedback tool from mentors back to trainees or from tutors back to trainees. It allows us to be highly specific with the feedback that we're giving and also to turn that feedback into a point of dialogue, because within here, I can, as the trainee, now reply to your comment. We can start building up a really rich professional dialogue linked to the timeline of the video. But another really useful aspect of this is within the space of modeling. Quite often it's hard for trainees to understand the reasons and underlying rationale behind what they're seeing when they observe in person. This would allow an experienced practitioner to record their practice, but then to share it back alongside a series of annotations that explicate what's going on. They can explain not just what they were doing, but why they were doing it. And of course, with our group sharing tool, that one experienced teacher's practice can benefit a multitude of trainees all at the same time, and again, form the basis of a rich professional dialogue. We also have tools that allow us to analyze what's going on in classrooms. And these are completely definable by you, or you can work with tools that we've already developed. So for example, we might want to collect data about the frequency of different questioning types during the bit of practice that's been shared. This quickly and easily gives us data. And this, of course, is useful from the point of view of self-reflection. Being able to reflect on your practice and see the distribution of question types is inherently a powerful professional learning experience. But of course, these forms can be made to be more complex and can actually form the process of forming judgments about progress in classrooms. Now, these judgments, crucially, can be triangulated. It is possible for this one video to be shared to multiple assessors, and those assessors to come to judgments using the same tool, and that tool will force an average and also form the basis again of us developing a shared language about what we're talking about, adding transparency to the process of making judgment. There are a few extra tools that we need to consider when we're referring to a video on Iris Connect. The privacy tool. This allows us to anonymize videos and eases the process of sharing within that online community. So When a video is anonymized, it effectively makes it impossible to identify individuals within the video and allows us to share more fluidly within the program and easily map onto the data collection protocols that schools may already have. In addition, we may not want to share a whole video. It may be that we want to edit that video with our integrated editing tool. So between this point and that point, we can now create a new clip. And that clip could serve two purposes. One is we could use it to share just that section of practice because that's the only section of practice that I want feedback about. Or we can append it to another video. So in this case, we might want to build a show reel demonstrating different styles of questioning within a science context. And so when I click on that, what it's going to do is start collating together different examples of me using questioning strategies in science. Now that could be in order to demonstrate progress over time, or it could be to receive feedback about things that I need additional support with. One thing that we haven't shown you was when I clicked on share, obviously one can see that I can share with groups. Now these really are the heart of IRS Connect because they're not just a library where different participants can access the same resources. We can collate those people together more meaningfully, and we can present those resources as part of a broader learning narrative. So you can see down here, yes, it is a collection of video resources, but these video resources have been embedded into pages alongside other learning materials that allow us to present a linear learning experience. So in this case, we're focusing on dialogic pedagogy. We can have a talking head from a tutor explaining the principles of fostering rich classroom talk in classrooms. We can explain the research implications of that in simple, snappy language. We can provide the modeling elements. So we can provide video examples sourced from across the community of teachers using those strategies in the classroom for themselves, and then provide prompt questions that support teachers to think not just about what they're seeing, but the significance of what they're seeing, and then most importantly, the significance of what they're seeing for their own practice, and to provide a framework for them to go away then and reflect on that practice more meaningfully. So that's where we come to the teach, record, reflect, share model, where we would then say, okay, now go away and use the video capture tools on the Iris Connect platform to look at something specific regarding your own practice that is illustrated in one of the models and within the research that you've read. And we found that this is a wonderful tool for connecting teachers' pedagogy in classrooms back to a community of people focused on a particular thread or a particular area of pedagogy. And so this model is research validated. It was positively evaluated by the Education Endowment Foundation, and we offer it as a framework or a structure to actually help you reach out into the community in a more sustainable way while we can't bring people together in real time. So speaking of bringing people together in real time, the last element of the Iris Connect platform I want to draw your attention to is our inbuilt video conferencing capability. So what we wanted to do was create a scenario where we could, yes, capture the practice, yes, analyze it, but also talk about it face to face in real time on the platform without us having to context switch out onto a different learning environment. And so very quickly and easily, you can create a new room, and then you can copy a link and send that link to whoever you want to participate. These rooms are permanent, so you could have one per trainee relationship, or you could have one room which is like your office hours where people can join you at particular times. You can define and control how that room is joined. We can lock it down so that people have to log on to Iris Connect in order to be able to participate, so it's inherently far more secure and you're not going to get Zoom bombed. There's a really strong efficacy behind the model that we've implemented here, and the underlying technology is actually a video conferencing environment that is directly linked to the needs of education. So we can have shared whiteboarding spaces, we can share presentations, we can do breakout rooms, we can do polling, all of the things that you would hope for from a tool that's specifically designed to support education. So there you go. That's the Iris Connect platform. At one end of the spectrum, we've got the ability for us to make practice visible within a holistic learning community. We can analyze that practice at a level of fidelity that's not been possible in face-to-face contexts. And then we can also pull people together in shared learning experiences around shared assets and resources to create a more sustainable program. And then this last section here around video conferencing is there to connect us synchronously to each other at a time when we can't be together. So that's the Iris Connect platform, and do let me know if you have any more questions.